Aptos is a layer 1 crypto that I've been talking about since November of 2022, and this was before anyone else on social media even had mentioned the project. It was when they first launched their token, and the cool thing is that this project has gone on to do some pretty impressive things in the crypto space. They have achieved over a $3 billion market cap. They're the 37th largest crypto by market cap. They're available on literally every top exchange from Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, and anywhere else you really want to buy them. And recently, they announced their biggest development to date, the biggest thing that has ever happened in the history of Aptos, other than them launching their own token. And that is that Aptos just recently announced a new protocol called Shelby. Shelby is a protocol that makes on-chain data fast, programmable, and monetizable. And this was built in their partnership with Jump Crypto. It's the first of its kind hot storage layer that turns data into an asset. And this is like the moment and the announcement that has pulled a lot of people back into talking about Aptos, because it is a true game changer. If you're looking at the crypto space, the tech world, Web 2, Web 3, it doesn't matter. Data is one of the most important sectors. It is where all the money is being made right now, and it's where everyone is turning to, data and AI, and that is exactly what Shelby does. So if you look at it, Shelby is, a new protocol that was just recently announced, and something that you really, really need to be keeping an eye on, because it's going to be massive. And so for Aptos, what this means is that this means there's going to be a lot more people coming into the Aptos ecosystem and wanting to buy and be part of Aptos. So if we look at it, Aptos is a project that has done some pretty impressive things. They've been building for years, and they were originally founded by the team behind Libra DM at Meta, which was Facebook's crypto project. It's backed by some of the biggest names in the tech and finance world. They have partnerships that range from like Microsoft to Google to BCG, Brevin Howard, and the list goes on. And Aptos CEO, his name is Avery Ching. He's testified before Congress and was recently appointed to the CFTC's Technology Advisory Committee, sitting alongside leaders from BlackRock, Citadel, and Goldman Sachs. So if you're not bullish on Aptos, I don't know why you wouldn't be, because with regulators in the US being more pro-crypto, with Aptos' CEO being a part of the CFTC Technology Advisory Committee, with all of these things lining up, it makes sense that Aptos is going to be one of the top performing projects in the next year, at least in my opinion, because they're not a small project. They're the 37th largest crypto by market cap, but I think they have potential to crack the top 10, achieve over a $10 billion market cap, reach new all-time record highs, and this is something that I'm really, really excited about, because if we looked at Aptos, they have a lot of exciting things other than just rolling out this new protocol with Shelby. So one of them is that with Aptos and what they're doing, they have a lot of projects in their ecosystem that have been growing rapidly. If we look at Aptos in terms of its TVL, it's nearly $1 billion TVL. Its all-time high TVL was at over $1.2 billion, and it has been consistently growing since 2023. Not many projects have done this. A lot of projects saw massive drop-offs during periods of downturn in the market. Aptos has simply been growing consistently year after year in terms of its TVL. If we look at the projects in Aptos' ecosystem, they have some pretty impressive ones. We can go ahead and look at their ecosystem. We can see that Aptos has over 200 projects, 213 projects in its ecosystem, and they have everything from RPC to stablecoins to explorers, bridges, wallets, DeFi. They have so many projects. They also have, if you look at stable coins, like with Tether and Athena and Ondo, these are really impressive names that are already part of Aptos' ecosystem. And I think it's only going to continue to grow and get larger and larger. Aptos is a dark horse L1 in my opinion. Everyone always talks about Cardano, me personally as well, but Cardano has not been doing what Aptos has done over the last few years. Aptos not only has been doing major things, they're backed by Microsoft, BCG, by big names. Their CEO is part of the CFTC committee. These are important things to look for in the crypto space when looking at a project. Other thing I want to talk about in terms of data, other than just their TVL, if we look at Aptos' website, we can scroll down a bit and see some pretty impressive stats. So They've seen 19.2 thousand plus all-time peak transactions per second. 18 million is their all-time peak MAU. 3.1 billion transactions, 490 nodes, 146 validator nodes. Like, these are really impressive stats. Not only this, we've also seen some other really impressive data coming from Aptos as a result of this recent announcement with Shelby. One of these is that there was over $7 billion in monthly volume as a result of all of these major developments. 1.3 million users in June alone for stable coins for Aptos' ecosystem. Not only that, but $1.35 billion in circulation for stablecoins. In terms of DeFi, there's, like I said, the $1 billion in TVL for DeFi projects. Like, there's just a lot of exciting things for Aptos that people aren't talking about, and I think could really catapult it to be a top 10 crypto by market cap. Last thing I do want to go over with Aptos is just going to be in terms of actual adoption, because we have seen all of these impressive data, all of these impressive numbers, but in terms of adoption, the thing that I like to look for is going to be, like I already mentioned, with their ecosystem. This is one of the most important things, because mass adoption long term isn't just about showing all the impressive numbers and showing all these new features. It's about people actually wanting to use the project and use like projects in its ecosystem. And it's pretty obvious if you look at their ecosystem page, which I'll put a link for in the description, that they have some of the best projects out there in the crypto space as part of their ecosystem. So really, this is a project that I've been talking about since 2022. I don't know anyone else who has talked about it prior to me, at least on social media. And if you know someone, mention it in the comments. But I've been talking about Aptos for years and years now, and they are a project that I think is really, really a game changer for crypto. And with this new protocol, Shelby, I think it's going to catapult Aptos to be a top 10 crypto by market cap.